What's up, basketball fans? Grab your favorite seat and settle in, because we're shining the spotlight on one of the brightest stars in women's college hoops. This week, the Associated Press Women's Basketball Player of the Week honor once again belongs to Hannah Hidalgo of Notre Dame. That's right, out of just 6 weeks so far this season, she's claimed the top spot twice. Talk about making a statement. Hidalgo is doing more than just collecting accolades. She's putting the world on notice. A sophomore guard leading one of college basketball's most storied programs, she's already proving that she can stand toe-to-toe with the nation's best. This time, the award comes on the heels of a performance that stunned then number 2 UConn. And if you know anything about women's hoops, you know that rattling the Huskies' cage is no small feat. Let's break down what makes Hidalgo so special, dig into her eye-popping stats, take a quick look at the runner-up's historic outing, and then ask some questions about what's next in this thrilling season. To understand why Hidalgo's AP Player of the Week honors are so significant, we need to know where she came from. Arriving at Notre Dame as a highly touted recruit, Hidalgo brought a reputation for fearless drives, pull-up jumpers, and top-tier court vision. Her freshman year offered hints of stardom, moments of brilliance against tough competition, stretches of dominant scoring, and an evolving understanding of the college game. Now, in her sophomore season, those hints have exploded into full-on fireworks. Notre Dame's basketball tradition is rich and demanding. It's a program with championship heritage, all-time greats in its history, and fans who expect nothing less than excellence. Hidalgo has embraced this challenge. Instead of shying away from the pressure, she's turned it into fuel. The result? A series of jaw-dropping performances that have catapulted her into the national conversation. Let's start with the marquee matchup, Notre Dame versus UConn. Any battle with the Huskies carries weight. UConn sets the standard for dominance, and very few players can waltz into a game against them and steal the show. But that's exactly what Hannah Hidalgo did. She dropped 29 points, grabbed 10 rebounds, and dished out 8 assists. Think about that for a second. Nearly a triple-double against a team known for punishing offensive stars. She also drilled 6 three-pointers, stretching UConn's defense to the breaking point. Did we mention she confidently stands tall at just 5 feet 6 inches? This performance wasn't just good, it was historic. It marked Hidalgo's 17th career game with at least 20 points, 5 assists, and 5 rebounds. As a sophomore, hitting these benchmarks so consistently is extraordinary. Doing it against a perennial powerhouse like UConn, that's a signature moment that can define a season, maybe even a career. But Hidalgo didn't stop there. She followed that game with another stellar outing, dropping 27 points against Eastern Michigan just days later. No post-big win letdown, no cooling off period, just more high-level basketball. When you add it all up, it's easy to see why the AP singled her out again. 2 Player of the Week honors in 6 weeks is about more than putting up numbers. It's about proving you belong in the upper echelon of the sport week after week. Plenty of talented players have occasional big games, but sustained excellence is what separates the truly elite. Being named AP Player of the Week twice before the season's midpoint tells us that Hidalgo isn't just catching lightning in a bottle. She's building a track record. Voters are taking notice, and so are fans, coaches, and opponents around the country. It's the kind of consistency that can propel someone into the Player of the Year conversation, or cement her reputation as the face of her team. For Notre Dame, this is massive. The Fighting Irish have a leader they can rely on in crunch time, someone who won't shy away from big moments. Teams that have a star guard playing at a National Player of the Week level tend to make noise in conference play and beyond. Her success raises the team's ceiling. Defenders now face a dilemma: focus too much on stopping Hidalgo, and her teammates find open lanes. Give her space, and she'll torch you. Hidalgo's skill set is like a Swiss Army knife of basketball talent. She can score from anywhere on the court, driving into the lane, pulling up from mid-range, or letting it fly from deep. Those 6 threes against UConn weren't just a fluke. They showcased her growing confidence in her jumper. Defenders must respect her range, which creates more room for her to blow by them if they close out too aggressively. Then there's her passing. 8 assists against UConn's disciplined defense prove she doesn't have to shoulder the scoring load alone. She's happy to set up teammates if the defense collapses on her. Court vision like this makes everyone better, turning a good offense into a great one. Rebounding is another element that sets her apart. Guards who rip down 10 boards against tall, physical opponents show they're willing to do the dirty work. It's not just about scoring or facilitating, it's about ending possessions for the other team and creating new ones for yours. Notre Dame knows a thing or two about stellar guards. Over the years, the Irish have produced legends, players who carried the team to national titles and became household names. While it's early to crown Hidalgo as the next Irish icon, The parallels are tempting. Underclassmen who dominate top-tier opponents and rack up national honors aren't common. If she stays on this trajectory, we could be watching the genesis of Notre Dame's next big star. Her play style fits the modern game. She's not a one-dimensional scorer. She's a multifaceted threat. That versatility is what pro scouts love. Continue to develop her long-range consistency and decision-making, and there's no telling how high her ceiling could be. Hidalgo's star burned brightest this week, but let's spare a moment for Vanderbilt's Camille Pierre. The AP Player of the Week runner-up. Pierre's stat line was absurd. 42 points, 18 rebounds, and 8 steals in a 106-40 win over Evansville, breaking a school scoring record and joining an incredibly rare club of players with that kind of 40-point, 15-rebound, and 5-steal game is next level. Most weeks, Pierre would have run away with the award. The fact that Hidalgo beat out Pierre's superhuman effort speaks to the weight of context. Hidalgo performed on a massive stage against a top-ranked team. Still, Pierre's performance is a reminder that women's college basketball is loaded with talent. Every week, someone is capable of doing something extraordinary. Fans are the winners here, getting to watch these athletes set new standards for excellence. One of the most impressive things about Hidalgo is how quickly she's matured. As a freshman, she showed promise, but like most first-year players, she had to adjust. Faster defenders, more complex defenses, and the demands of a long season. Now, in her second year, she's playing like a seasoned veteran. She knows when to be aggressive, when to distribute, and when to pick her spots. This isn't just about physical skill. It's about basketball IQ, understanding matchups, recognizing defensive rotations, and anticipating where teammates will be all require mental prowess. Hidalgo's performance against UConn epitomized that growth. She didn't just rely on athleticism. She outsmarted one of the best defensive units in the country. What does Hidalgo's rise mean for the broader landscape of this season? For Notre Dame, it means they have a genuine star capable of changing any game. It puts them in the conversation for deep postseason runs, as players like Hidalgo can swing a tight matchup in their favor. For the sport as a whole, her ascension adds another must-watch player to a field already brimming with excitement. College basketball, especially on the women's side, is experiencing a surge in popularity. More fans are tuning in, and social media buzz is growing. High-level performers like Hidalgo feed that momentum, drawing new viewers who want to see what the hype is about. Every time she steps on the floor, there's a sense that something special might happen. Of course, now that she's claimed national attention, the challenges multiply. Opponents will dissect her film, design strategies to contain her, and force her into uncomfortable spots. She'll face double teams, specialized defensive schemes, and greater physicality. How she responds will be crucial. Great players always adapt. If Hidalgo maintains this pace despite the extra attention, it'll speak volumes about her durability as a superstar. There's also the mental side. Winning multiple awards can create pressure. Expectations rise, and anything less than brilliance might feel like a letdown. The key for Hidalgo will be staying grounded, focusing on continuous improvement rather than past accolades. If she can keep that mindset, the sky's the limit. As the season progresses, all eyes will be on Hidalgo. Can she keep this up against other elite teams? Will she deliver in conference showdowns and pressure-packed tournament games? The consistency she's shown so far suggests yes, but basketball is unpredictable. That uncertainty, however, is what makes it fun. Fans will tune in, eager to see if she can top her last masterpiece. Her performances could put her in the mix for end-of-season honors, All-America recognition, Conference Player of the Year nods, maybe even a bid for National Player of the Year. These aren't out of reach if she keeps elevating her play. For Notre Dame, that means a potential return to national prominence, carried by a guard who's not just meeting expectations but shattering them.